okay? Don't make their life easier, make it harder in the context of wrestling here, okay? So, you know, arm chop. Okay, so chop my arm, the go kind of, okay? Okay, so read right here. How many people have ever been on bottom and you've got an arm chopped and you've gone to your belly? How many people has that happened to? Okay? It's a pretty common position to end up in, right? However you do it, okay? So Reed's going to do a chop right here. Boom, bring it forward. Bring my body, boom. This is bad position. We do not want to be in this position, guys. It's going to take at least, just to even break this lock here and build back to my base, is probably at least 30 seconds off the clock, okay? And I've just wasted a lot of energy fighting that back. So I want to avoid even being chopped down, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the chop, okay? So Reed's on top, right? And if he's going to, and I know he's going to chop my arm. So as soon as Reed goes to chop my arm, just like that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go the path of least resistance. I'm going to go with that, okay? So what I'm going to do is here, as Reed chops, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to place it to the outside here, right? So and when Reed is chopping me and trying to bring my body over my arm, now my knees, right? I got to move my knees. As he's doing that, okay, is I'm just turning into the chop. Just like this, right? A good right, they're gonna follow and it's gonna take 2 or 3 moves to get out, right? That's called chain wrestling. That's another thing that I would encourage, try to develop is this idea of don't think in one set of moves, think of like a series of moves. Think 1, 2, 3, 4. And at the highest level, that's what it's gonna take is not one move, it's gonna take 1, 2, 3, boom. I got 4, okay? So in terms of wanting success in wrestling, you have to think of it in terms of chain wrestling as opposed to just doing one move, okay? This is going to be a pretty basic, and this is something that you could do, before or after practice, because again, if you can't get out of bottom in collegiate folk-style wrestling, the probability of you winning starts to drastically decrease, okay? You got to get out of bottom. And it's one of those things where it's like at the highest levels of wrestling, those semifinals of Masters, those matches to place at state, right? Those matches to get into the semifinals of state, right? They're generally won by a point, right? And you can see in the match where that is. So if you can't get out of bottom, and you're trying to be a state placer, right? Or you're trying to be a Masters champ, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that the probability is drastically decreases, okay? So biggest thing as far as bottom, what do I do on bottom? Is there a good move? I wouldn't necessarily say there's a good move. It's just simply just staying in good position and practicing good position. This is something that you can easily do before or after practice for 5-6 minutes, you and your partner, right? Not that hard, okay, but it will go a long way, okay? So one last time, okay? So Reed, I like how he lines up on the right side. You go into a lot of wrestling rooms, high school wrestling rooms, I would say 90% of people are just going to line up on the left side, and they're only going to practice on the left side. And then all of a sudden you get a guy like Reed, okay, all of a sudden he starts to line up on the right side, and people start to go, well, I've never practiced against this, right? So another thing in wrestling is you should practice both sides, because if you can only attack 50% of the body, you can only attack 50% of the body. If you can attack both sides, now you got 100%. Now again, your probability, your likelihood of winning, scoring, starts to increase, okay? So right here, Reed does that chop, right? I don't want to fight it, right? I don't want to pull away. Go with it, right? Reed chops me, okay? Shot to the right. I put my hand here, okay? I can even put another hand here. Bring my knees, boom, okay? Boom. Then I can come up and different things like that. So what I just want us to do is just one last time. Can you go ahead and accept it? Is I'm right here, right? And again, hands, okay, and knees, okay? As Reed goes to chop me, right? Okay, don't fight it, just go with it. Boom, right? Turn it. And then the other thing is hand control, okay? There's not a single move. I could be down here, right? I could be curling the ball. The moment I get these hands is the moment you should explode up. It doesn't have to look pretty, okay? Getting out of it is getting out. Okay? Whether it looked good or it looked ugly, it don't matter. You're out. You scored a point, okay? Go practice that. This will be really quick, okay? 1, 2, 3. 3